Hello Aquarius, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Every month leaves its own symbols. Today let's explore what August may be reflecting for Aquarius, not only through tarot, but also through the sky above us. We have the Five of Wands reversed, the Page of Swords reversed, the Hermit, and our oracle card is Fame. We will return to these cards in just a moment. Let's begin with the month itself. August opens beneath a steady yet bright sky for you, Aquarius. Jupiter continues its journey through Leo. For you, this activates your 7th house, the house of partnerships, meaningful relationships, and the people who walk beside you through life. Jupiter expands whatever is ready to grow. This may bring relationships that feel more balanced, more reciprocal, and more aligned with the person who you are today. This month also brings two especially meaningful events. On August 12th, we experience both a new moon and a solar eclipse in Leo. A new moon marks a beginning. An eclipse often brings a deeper reset. Together, they invite us to release what no longer reflects who we are becoming, making space for something more authentic to emerge. The sky doesn't force change. It creates moments that invite it. August feels like one of those moments. For you, Aquarius, this solar eclipse invites you to release connections that no longer reflect mutual respect while creating space for partnerships built on honesty, trust, and shared growth. I'd like to share two reflections to capture the spirit of this moment. Beyond applause. When approval becomes your measure, the soul grows tired. Release the need for validation, comparison, and endless pursuit. True worth is not performed, it's remembered. Come home to what is real, not what is seen. As Jupiter expands Leo's energy, it also enlarges whatever is waiting to be seen. That includes our gifts and sometimes our shadows. This card asks us, where do I still measure my worth through someone else's eyes? Where I have forgotten that my value has always existed, even when no one is watching. Sometimes the strongest foundation we can build is the quiet confidence that no longer depends on applause. For Aquarius, your greatest contribution from being authentically yourself, not from fitting comfortably into someone else's expectations. The inner sun. A new beginning of self-remembering. Step into the light that has always lived within you. Honor your inner child, your source of joy, creativity, and truth. You are not becoming the light, you are returning to it. Once we loosen our grip on external approval, something beautiful begins to awaken. The inner sun reminds us that our deepest confidence has never come from outside ourselves. It has always lived within. The ideas that make you different may also become the light that inspires someone else. That return to yourself may become one of the August's greatest gifts. Toward the end of the month, on August 28th, we have the full moon and lunar eclipse in Pisces. For Aquarius, this full moon activates your 2nd house, the house of personal resources, finances, values, and self-worth. It may bring the rewards of steady effort while also inviting you to release old beliefs that have underestimated your true value. After a month of new beginnings, the full moon reminds us that not everything needs to be solved. Some things simply ask to be released. The circle of giving. We are here to give from our hearts, and we are here to receive with grace. True balance is not in giving more, but in honoring the sacred flow between both. Together we rise, together we heal. Many of us find it easier to give than receive. We offer our time, our energy, our care, but struggle to accept support when it is offered back. This full moon invites a balance, to share your gifts freely and to receive with the same openness, because giving and receiving are not opposites. They complete one another. The world benefits most from your gifts when you recognize that your own value never depends on proving it. The skies often ask us to grow. The cards often ask us to look within. Neither can choose our path for us. But together, they remind us that meaning is something we create. So let's turn to the cards and see what they may be reflecting for you this month. Those cards don't seem to belong together. One speaks about stepping away from conflict, another about silence. The Hermit turns inward. Then the Oracle speaks about recognition. These cards tell a very interesting story. Let's begin with the Five of Wands reversed. Most Five of Wands cards show competition, noise, people trying to prove themselves. This card tells a different story. We see a young girl on the top of a rocky mountain. Beside her, a dragon-like serpent rises. It could easily become a frightening scene. Yet she isn't running, she isn't fighting, she isn't trying to conquer the creature. She simply stands her ground. And because this card showed up reversed, everything that once demanded a reaction feels as though it has lost its gravity. That caught my attention. There comes a moment when we realize that not every battle deserves our energy. Not because we have become weaker, but because we have become wiser. Maybe courage is not always defeating the dragon. Maybe it's no longer taking a step backward. Then we see the Page of Swords reversed. This card is beautiful and unusual. A delicate butterfly surrounded by other butterflies drifting through the air. The sword, because the card is reversed, points downward. It's resting. The butterflies made me pause. They reminded me of thoughts, ideas, opinions, questions, all moving around us every day. Yet this little figure is not chasing any of them. She just remains present. And I found myself thinking, not every thought deserves to become an argument. Not every opinion deserves to become your burden. There is a quiet strength in choosing what deserves your attention and what can simply continue to drifting by. And then comes the Hermit. Traditionally, we imagine the hermit walking along with a lantern. Here we see a snail. She carries her home wherever she goes. Her eyes are closed. In one hand she holds a tiny light, not a blazing torch, just enough light for the next step. That felt deeply comforting to me. We often believe we need to see the whole road before moving forward. The Hermit tells us we rarely do. The spiral shell became another beautiful symbol. Growth is not a straight line. We return to familiar places, but never as the same person. Every turn of the spiral carries us a little deeper into ourselves. Then the Oracle, fame. We expect this card to speak about popularity, recognition, being known, and yes, those themes are there. A flag, a trumpet, a laurel wreath, symbols of achievement, of being seen. But one sentence from explanation stayed with me. Not celebrity, not applause, this one. Recognition for your expertise. That changes everything. Because fame doesn't have to mean become famous. It can simply mean becoming trusted, respected, known for something genuine. And then I noticed something interesting and beautiful. None of your tarot cards are trying to impress anyone. The girl on the mountain is not proving herself. The butterfly isn't reacting to every passing thought. The hermit is not searching for attention. Each card turns inward. Only after that inner journey does the oracle speak of recognition. It's interesting. None of these cards are trying to impress anyone. And perhaps that's exactly why the oracle ends with fame. Recognition often comes after we stop chasing it. Looking at the spread as a whole, I couldn't help noticing the progress. The Five of Wands reverse says, I don't need to prove myself. The Page of Swords reverse says, I don't need to explain myself. The Hermit quietly adds, I already know myself. And finally, the Oracle answers, now others begin to know you too. That feels like the heart of this reading, quiet confidence. Becoming so comfortable with who you are, that your work, your presence, your character begin speaking for themselves. Thank you for spending these moments with me. Take what speaks to your own experience. Leave behind whatever belongs to another path. And I'll see you in the next reading.